Hi everyone, welcome to Ayumilove channel for another Raid Shadow Legends video guide. Today I'll be showing you a Fire Knight team that I usually use to farm stage 20. Before I get started, let me show you a news that is currently happening right now. So currently there's a Regeneration Drop Fever starting. It has started on Fridays 24th of September until 27th of September. This Regeneration Drop Fever doubles your chances of getting Regeneration artifacts from the Fire Knight Castle. If your account does not have regeneration artifacts, this is the best opportunity for you to farm them, as they are quite useful for endgame content such as Boomer the Dreadhorn, Celestial Griffin, and Eternal Dragon. It's also quite useful to build a high resistance, tanky, and high recovery champion for certain areas of the game, especially for secret rooms. To know whether a drop fever is running, look at the bottom right hand corner. It shows a orange icon with the label Drop Fever. Click on it. And at the games mode sections, at the dungeon section, you click on this Drop Fever. So it will immediately put you to the dungeon that is currently having this Drop Fever. So let me take you to stage 20. This is my stage 20 team that I used before stage 21 to stage 25 was released. This team consists of 1 Ghostborn and 4 Coldhearts. So what makes this team special is this legendary champion Ghostborn has a signature skill. His A3 skill Ancestor Spirits applies a decrease defense debuff which is unresistable. This makes the run much more consistent. And for the bonus, he buff your allies with increased attack, so all your champions will deal much more damage to clear the first 2 waves much more faster. And his default attack has a 100% chance of placing a 60% decrease defense debuff once it's fully booked. So the most important skill to book is to have his A3 and A1 skill to make this speed farming team consistent. And the 4 cohorts are chosen because they can knock down the Fire Knight shield much more faster. As you can see, their default attacks, Flurry of Arrows, attack 4 times at random, and each has a 25% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. So the main skill for Coldheart is their Flurry of Arrows to bring down the shield, and also their A3 skill, Heartseeker, that decreases the target's turn meter by 100% and deals damage based on the enemy max HP. So this makes the boss unable to take their turn, and the damage dealt by this skill is based on the boss HP. So no matter how much HP the boss has, it will deal damage based on their HP. And finally, for their A2 skill, Art of Pain, basically this skill is used to clear the first 2 waves. The poison debuff is quite useful to take down the remaining enemies if they are still alive. This is the team setup. Click on the settings. All of the champions here do not have any special AI pre-setup. You can use them as it is. Before I start the battle, let me walk you through all the champions artifacts, stats, and masteries. This is the first champion in the team, Ghostborn. It's equipped in Divine Speed and Critical Damage for additional critical damage stat and speed stats. Here are the total stats for Ghostborn. The stats that you need to prioritize on him is accuracy and speed. You will need to have at least 210 plus speed above, so he can take 2 turns of the enemy singleton, and at least above 235 accuracy for speed farming dungeons, because that's the minimum amount of accuracy needed to apply debuff. Although his A3 skill is unresistable, his A2 skill can be resisted if he does not have sufficient accuracy. So once you have these 2 stats achieved, then you can maximize his damage output by having 100% critical rate, over 200% critical damage, 3 times of his attack base stats, which is around 3600, and at least 30,000 HP, so he can survive against enemy the boss attack, in case the Fire Knight was able to survive the first round of the Coldheart attack. So let's take a look at the artifacts stats. This is the weapon. helmet, shield, critical damage glove, attack chestplate, speed boots, attack ring, critical damage amulet, and accuracy banner. The skills to be max is the A3, Ancestral Spirits, and A1 skill. To make the run much more consistent, you also need to have this Petrify skill on cooldown as well, on 3 turn cooldown. So here are the masteries. I selected Offense and Support Mastery for Ghostborn. The most important mastery is to get the War Master and all the damage masteries. War Master, Methodical, bring it down, finger out. And for additional critical rate, you can choose Deadly Precision and additional critical damage from Keen Strike. For support masteries, you want to get Pinpoint Accuracy, Exalt in Death to allow him to heal whenever he or allies kills an enemy. Swarm Smiter for additional 16 accuracy for a total of 4 enemy alive. Evil Eye to reduce the boss turn meter on his default attack. And finally, Master Hexer to increase the debuff duration. This is the second champion in the team, which is also the first Coldheart. She's equipped in every set that allows her to ignore 25% of the enemy defense. Here are the total stats. You want to have at least over 200 speed, 100% critical rate, over 200% critical damage, over 225 accuracy, and over 3 times the attack base stat. And preferably, her HP should be above 30,000. So this will be the same stats to prioritize for all 4 cohorts. So let's take a look at the individual artifacts. This is the weapon, helmet, shield, critical rate glove, attack chestplate, speed boots, attack ring, critical damage amulet, accuracy banner. Here are the skills. You want to have her Heartseeker to be Poten's cooldown fully booked. This skill as well to make it much more consistent run. And for the masteries, I selected offense and support. To make the run consistent, you want to get flawless execution for additional 20% more critical damage. Then I use Blood Shield to unlock flawless execution. Then you can get all the damaging masteries, Keen Strike, Deadly Precision, Heart of Glory, Finger Out, bring it down, and kill straight. And do not choose Whirlwind of Death as it might mess up your team sequence. Let's say if your Ghostborn speed is too close to your cohorts, if they manage to kill one of the champions, one of the enemy champion, it might mess up the team sequence. Go for Life Drinker. If any of your cohorts have below 50% HP, upon using their Heartseeker, it will fully replenish their HP because Heartseeker deals a ton of damage, especially for higher level of higher stages of dungeons. For support, you want to get pinpoint accuracy, exalt in death to replenish their health in case the enemy has a chance to damage them. Swarm Smiter for more accuracy. Law of Steel for more base stats. And the most important is the Evil Eye to reduce the boss turn meter on their default attack skill. And finally, Master Hexer to increase the debuff duration such as poison and healing reduction. The masteries are the same for all 4 cohorts. This is a second cohort. She's equipped in critical rate set and cruel set. Here are the total stats. And here are the individual artifacts. This is the weapon, helmet, shield, critical damage gauntlet, accuracy chestplate, speed boots, HP ring, critical damage amulet, and accuracy banner. Here is the third cohort. She's equipped in critical damage and speed set. Here are her total stats. This is the weapon, helmet, shield, critical damage glove, attack chest plate, speed boots, HP ring, critical damage amulet, and accuracy banner. Last but not least, this is the final cohort, which is equipped in double perception set that provides her 80 accuracy stats and 10% speed boost. Here are the total stats for the last cohort. This is the weapon, helmet, shield, critical damage glove, attack chest plate, speed boots, HP ring, critical damage amulet, and accuracy banner. Let's see this team in action. I'll walk you through the team manually to give you an idea of how this team works. So at the start of the battle, Ghostborn will start first as he is the fastest champion in the team. He will first start off with his A3 skill, Ancestral Spirits, to apply the AoE Decrease Defense, and apply AoE Increase Attack buff on all champions. So for the remaining champions, for 4 cohorts, they will use their A2 skill, Art of Pain. This will deal a significant amount of damage when you build them in high attack and high critical damage. And finally, Ghostborn will finish them off with his Petrify skill, A2 skill, that attacks all enemies. On the second round of the wave, Ghostborn will start again because he's the fastest champion. He'll use his Energy Bolt twice to cool down these 2 skills. Then all 4 cohorts will use their Heartseeker to decrease the enemy's turn meter. As you notice, there's a chance where the decreased turn meter would be resisted by the enemies, which is the 3% chance that may cause this run to be slightly different. This is the second attack from the Ghostborn. So as I mentioned earlier, all 4 cohorts have the Evil Eye Mastery, so their default attack will decrease the turn meter of the enemy by 20%. So there's a chance where the Lich will target the same champion. That's hence I recommended to build them at least 30,000 HP to survive the hits. Then Ghostborn will come in with his A2 skill Petrify to deal some damage. Then all 4 cards will finish them off with the A1 skill. And finally, we are at the boss. Ghostborn will use his default attack. And with the new AI implementation done by Plarium, instead of using the Heartseekers, they will prioritize using their default attack Flurry of Arrows for hits on the boss shield. Do take note that the boss shield must be taken down first before you can apply any debuff or negative effects such as the decreased defense debuff. And there you go. So for this run, Ghostborn deals 400,000 damage. There are two cohorts deal around 800,000 damage, and the cohort that does have the least amount of attack will deal the least amount of damage, which is around 600,000, and the cohort deals around 700,000 damage. So let me show you this team again in full auto and 2x speed. So the first wave is down. This is the second wave. So as you can see, arrow just one shot my cohort. So there is a chance where If Coldheart wasn't able to decrease the 10 meter of arrow, this will happen. So the run took around about 46 seconds with less one Coldheart. Let's rerun the battle again. Hopefully the Heartseeker manages to decrease the 10 meter of arrow, because he's one of the dangerous champions here. As you notice, 2 leech targets Coldheart. Luckily she has sufficient HP to tank the damage. So basically this is one of the few worst case scenarios that what will happen that can cause your Coldheart to die. So this run took around about close to 40 seconds. Another tip that I would like to share to achieve this low time speed runs is you need to go to the option section and enable unlimited. If you have it in 60 frames per second, the run will be slower. So let's see the battle again in 60 frames per second. You'll notice that the run is much more slower and it took around about 40 seconds to clear both waves before they reach the boss. So as you notice, it's already 40 seconds at the boss wave. Close to 1 minute now. So it's recommended to have the unlimited frames enabled to achieve a faster run like this. If you enjoyed this video guide, click on the like button. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, you can click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel. Thanks everyone for watching and have a nice day. See you in the next video. Bye.